I am a 3, and I am doing my speech on prosthetics. Bella May wrote in her book, Amputations and Prosthetics, A Tactical Approach, that no human ever feels a moment of more clarity and sobriety in their life as to wake up from any experience to realize a piece of their body is gone. I, for one, know this personally, and I can tell you it's a traumatic experience. Unfortunately, throughout the war and through health reasons here in the United States, amputations are on the rise. In 2011 alone, we had 331 amputations from the war, 106 of which were double amputees, meaning they lost more than one limb. Now, we have other health issues: diabetes, non-diabetic atherosclerosis, which is basically cholesterol, artery cloggage, and trauma are the next top 3 rated reasons why people lose limbs when they're going through their life. When you lose a limb, and you can see this by Jeffrey Wang stipulated, you have what they call phantom limb pain. What it is your brain sends signals to different parts and nerve endings where your limb used to be, firing them off. And when that happens, you get an itching sensation, and at the same time, the only thing that can explain the pain is to imagine it being held over a fire and no ability to take it out until it decides to subside. Limbs, however, were created as far back as 500 BCE, known as peg legs. They were very rudimentary until usually about the turn of the 15th century, when kings and knights of high importance finally started surviving and living through amputations. The first prosthetics were crude. They were metal, they were wood, they were itchy, they hurt. People would rather go through life without their prosthesis than to be seen in public with the swelling caused by what's happening. Fortunately for us, and although it is sad, the advent of the war has stipulated DARPA, which is the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, to employ a man named Dr. Jeffrey Lang. A double amputee himself, he's been instrumental and at the forefront of advancements in prosthetics. Where once prosthetics were all manual powered, we now have ones that are controlled by muscle, mind, and also prosthetics that are stimulated simply by neurosurgical electrodes from your brain down to the limb that is missing. So today, we have complete, fully functional prosthetic arms, which have all individual finger movement. We have, because of DARPA, now legs, which are automated, bending at the knee, allowing people to run, have the exact height, and even walk as though nothing ever happened. And Fido no longer has to suffer euthanasia because of a simple car accident. We can save our pets because we now have prosthetic limbs that are actually made for animals. So how does the prosthesis work? Your standard manual prosthesis, which I have, is very simply put together. You have a hook, you have a lever, a carbon fiber arm, and a harness. Your harness goes over your shoulder like this, and at the pull of a muscle in the shoulder here, it opens, allowing you to grip and release upon the will. So statistics, unfortunately, the standard cost of an arm like this runs a person about $6,500. A beginner elbow or below knee is about $12,000. Starting cost for an electric censored arm, fully functional, without finger movement, just open and close, is going to start you at $62,000. And for an electronic knee, bending leg, you're looking at around $130,000 or more. Below people throughout their life who have limbs, if they're just minor upper limbs like mine, can expect expenses of about $130,000 in a lifetime. You have people with double amputees, both arms, they're looking at about $360,000 out-of-pocket expenses during a lifetime. And anybody that has a double lower amputation looking at roughly $500,000 in out-of-pocket expenses to maintain limb connectivity. Pros and cons: you live to live your life productive, you're still able to go to work, you feel whole. There's not a part of you missing. It may not be the part that you're born with, but knowing that there's something there makes you feel more complete. And it's a conversation starter. Bad side, they get expensive to have. You have to repair them. They do break quite often. They cause rashes because when it gets hot, and they do get in the way sometimes. However, in conclusion, life does go on. We still water ski. People can still downhill ski. I rock climb quite avidly with my prosthetic arm. I also like to kayak. So in conclusion, prosthetics are a functional part of our lives. They're those of us who do not have limbs, and it is not a death sentence or the end of what we thought was our life.